Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Otakuology Podcast. I'm your host, Otaku Mike. With me as always is Jen the Brain Graves. And today we're talking about Stranger Things Season 2, Episode 5, Dig Dug. Which, not a lot of Dig Dug in this episode.
Nope, because it's powered off. Side note, though. So, because, we always like to start this.
Uh-huh.
I had one of my old friends, and I don't know, you tell me if you've ever done this. I didn't know this was a thing. He swore up and down it was a fucking thing.
Okay, do I know this friend?
No, you don't know this friend.
Okay.
You probably know of the friend, but you don't know the friend.
Is it Sai?
No.
Oh.
It's my old friend Tyler.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so supposedly, like, it was a game that you played with you and your bros.
Yeah?
And it was... you pulled your balls out.
What?
Yeah. So, like, I had never heard of this before.
Gay, just saying.
Yeah, so the reason why this triggered a memory for me is when you said the brain. And supposedly, if you got everything tucked and you're just holding on to the bag, it's called the brains.
Oh,
because
okay.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? I had never heard of this as a game before, and supposedly, like, before I was in their friend group, it was a common occurrence. I was like,
wait. I dare to ask. I don't know why I'm asking. How do you win this game?
You win it by being the one with the least number of looks, or the one with the most number of people that have looked at you.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, there was a name for everything. There was the brain. There was the goat. There's like he told me like 7 or 8 different things. And I was like, is there that many things for you to do with like your junk down there?
Wait, how did this come up in conversation?
What do you mean?
Like in general, like between you and your friend? Was he like, hey, let's play this game?
Shit, no. No, I think it was when, because he was one of my old roommates too. I think it was when we were like watching a show or whatever. And sometimes if you're wearing like boxer briefs and one of them's kind of hanging out and you're like, hey buddy, I need you to adjust your shorts.
He was like, look at my balls.
And he was like, oh man, there used to be this game. And then I found out about it and I was like, I have never heard of this.
Okay, before we get stricken down for inappropriate talk, I guess, let's move on to the episode.
Wait. I only have one more thing. To everybody listening, have you heard and or ever played this game? That's it.
What's the name of it?
I think he said it's just called The Game. But I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. But
that's weird.
Yeah, let's get into the episode.
Yeah. Let's get out. That's a icebreaker right there if I ever felt it.
Oh my god, no shit. We're obviously not the best of friends yet because we haven't played this. So
I know.
But
I'm okay if we don't play it. Just be honest.
I'm okay. We've touched tips. I'm okay.
Yeah. Burrito tips. Burrito tips.
Twice. But get into it, and we will kind of cover this the same way we've been covering the other ones, and kind of stick with like a group of characters. So right now we come off of the end of the last episode and go into this one where we see Joyce running around as Will like finishes finishes the drawing.
Picture.
Yeah, picture, slides it off the table, and Mike has at some point showed up, I guess to help out and talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
And Joyce has hung all these pictures and everything up on the wall, and they're everywhere.
So I don't know. Did you notice this little detail? The paper that Will hands Mike, or Will hands Joyce, sorry, is wrapping paper.
Yeah, the one for when Hopper goes missing.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
didn't realize they basically used all of their paper.
Yeah.
And so now they resorted to like wrapping paper. Next is going to be toilet paper, or maybe like paper towels. I don't know.
Well, I mean, they used a lot of different colored paper,
Yeah.
and I'm sure there's like some bills or whatever that it was like, hey mom, I need more paper. Here's this month's water bill. Okay, foop, 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 foop.
Yeah, I just happened to notice that, and I was like, "Oh, that's a really interesting detail to put in there."
I also would like to know statistically how many crowns you would have to go through to make like the same thing.
Yeah, because he was like getting at those with those crowns, you know.
Yeah. Well, and did they actually have like everybody like cast and crew be like, hey guys, we need you to draw this specific shape for this episode.
Okay, let's hit the Walmart and get all their crowns.
Yeah. Imagine that, like their person at the end of the month. Did you spend $1,000 on Crayola crowns? Yeah, just the blue ones.
Just the blue and black ones, and
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane.
Yeah.
The amount of these that there are. And I feel like there was even more than when we saw it last season where Hopper and Joyce were spreading them all out.
Oh yeah. I mean, he was still drawing it and stuff. Like it's more insane than the Christmas lights.
Yeah, it is. It's like when they had to take the Christmas light thing and how do we up that? We gotta go one more.
How do we up it? And then they like
we gotta go one more step up.
They like knocked it out of the park with these weird, like, I don't know what you would call it.
Yeah,
not vines, but the tunnels, I guess you could say.
Yeah. I mean, but it's real fun. I like this idea. I like this concept, and how it's going to play in the future. Which, like we were talking about earlier, this actually answered a big question that I had of where this field was in conjunction with the library and stuff for like, when we actually get into like season 4. But I mean, this one was really fun. I think this is the big one that actually ties those other seasons together because we find out that Will is like the spy.
Yeah.
And even more so now we kind of understand it more because in the last episode he was talking about, well, it was just a feeling, like it was a feeling he got.
Mm-hmm.
And then in this episode he actually brings up like what's kind of like, I know what these things are doing, what's going on.
Yeah. And that's when Mike puts 2 and 2 together. He's like, "Oh, you're like a spy. You can look at what these monsters are doing and stuff." Which I wonder if it's like, I mean, they also said later on like it's like a 2-way thing.
Yeah.
In a sense. So
they
can look.
I think it's in the next episode that it is the 2-way thing.
Okay.
Because at the end of this one, we can jump around. I don't give a shit. At the end of this one, we have where Will actually, like, because of things, I won't tell you that yet, but because of things, falls on the ground and almost is having like a schizophrenic seizure kind of thing.
Yeah, he's having a seizure.
And basically when we get into the next episode, that will be where we find out that if Will's eyes are open, people can see through his eyes and know like what to do, how to get around different things. And Will essentially is the spy, the enemy against the rest of the other kids and Joyce and Hopper and everybody else like that. And they have to figure out how to get around that problem. But back in this episode, we have that where Will is kind of having like that episode. He's getting done with it, and he actually sees that uh, Hopper is down in one of the tunnels,
Yeah.
and it kind of has gotten attacked by like these vines and stuff that were on the wall.
He gets
Um,
attacked by a tunnel butthole.
yeah, and like
And that thing on the wall looked like a fucking butthole.
and of course, like the spores are there too, which it makes everything like worse.
Which is this the only time like the spores actually attack anybody?
You mean the vines?
Yeah.
No, there's other times, but it's really like subtle. Um, like you know the vines in Jumanji where like it's part of the flowers and they'll like reach out and try and grab a hold of people. I
Mhm.
feel like that's kind of what these vines are. Like they just barely miss you like most of the time, except for down here in this tunnel with Hopper. Um, and I think most of it is just because like he went down there by himself, so that it had an opportunity.
Yeah.
Um,
And he kind of starts to like lose it a little bit at
yeah,
this point because he can't find his way out. And he starts to panic and stuff and starts to leave little clues laying around at this point and lights a
yeah, and
fire.
just dropping
Yeah.
stuff in
Dropping
general. Yeah.
stuff.
Um, and we have that, which basically through this whole episode, and you actually mentioned it before, like Mike is almost like completely separated himself from the group.
Yeah.
Like it's him and Will, uh, and basically Joyce and Hopper are like working together through most of this.
Yeah.
Which ends up being like a funny turn of events because like later on, I mean not this episode, I think it's the next episode too where we get the cool team up between Steve and
Steve.
Dustin.
Yeah.
I was trying to think if they had a name together like Stustin
I
or
don't know. But it
uh
starts off in this episode like the team
yeah.
up does.
Uh did it?
Yeah, at the towards the very end. Like he's like, get in the car.
Oh, I must have missed that.
Yeah. Because Steve
Um
goes to Nancy's house to say sorry, and Dustin's like takes his fucking flowers and stuff, and he's like, get in the car, Steve. We gotta go.
oh, you're right, because that's where he's asking where Mike is and oh, I want to not Bill, Ted.
Well, Ted, yeah.
Ted's like, well, our kids don't even live here anymore. They're out, and he goes, God damn it! And Ted's like, hey, language. I feel like we all need just a Ted shirt that just says it's got Ted on it and it just says language.
Yeah.
Uh, um, but yeah, I mean, all the kids are kind of dispersed out and everything. We have where this is what we're focusing on. And besides like getting this little tidbit, we don't really see much of Hopper again after this.
Not until like
Um
the very end almost.
yeah. Like we get where they find um they find the spot on the map where it goes, and then they get Bill over
Bob.
Bob. I don't know why I keep naming a character Bill. Um, Bill the horse. There you go. They get Bob over, and Bob's like, "Oh, I'm really good at puzzles. This is going to be great." And Joyce is like, "You can't ask any questions about
I
any of
love
this."
this part because Bob is just so innocent and stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he just wants to be helpful. And I feel so sad when like they won't include him in their little stuff, but he like is a big help at this point
yeah,
in the story. And like he like figures it out. He's like, oh, it's a map, and they pull out an actual map of Hawkins and they triangulate like exactly where the X is on the spot.
yeah,
But it's
yeah.
really cool like how he figures it out and stuff.
Oh
Even though
yeah,
he's
and he does it all by waterways. That's the
yeah,
crazy part.
yeah.
Like, like I wonder if he was in like not a I guess it would be like a topography club or something, or
Yeah.
what's the G word? Geography, not
Geography.
geography. Yeah. like a geography club maybe, because like that's one of my favorite parts too, is like he's looking at this thing on a that's on the mirror, and it looks like a big heart, and he goes, oh, that's got to be this lake or this pond, and then he just follows it all the way back, and here's the quarry, and here's this, and here's this, and he starts pointing out like all the big like ponds, lakes, the quarry, like all the different like big waterways that they have in Hawkins,
Yeah.
and goes from there. And he's like, well, so this has to be over in this area. Um, yeah, I mean, Bob came in clutch like
Yeah.
nobody's freaking business. Um, and then they basically all hop in the car, and
And they leave.
they leave, they drive off. Bob's got them kind of in a vicinity, but he's like, hey, like even like a centimeter, it could be like 100 feet or like a full mile. And
That's when
this
Will
is,
pipes up. He's like,
yeah,
turn here.
turn right here,
Yeah.
keep going, oh, stop right here, it's gonna be there. um which is funny. And then Joyce and Bob get out of the car and kind of do the same thing Hopper did in the last episode, where they're kind of like shoveling part of the ground because it looks like it
Yeah.
keeps trying to like recover itself up. um and they bust the hole in, they both go in and they find Hopper after getting lost, I think, once. They find his hand or his leg sticking out,
Yeah, I think they
right?
trip over it.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh my god, there's his leg, or there's his hand."
And luckily they get saved by the Hawkins laboratory.
Yes, yes, and they come in like full blown, with flamethrowers and torches and everything else, and go down in there and start burning all the vines and stuff away. Um, which we
Which is
did get a little part. It's not super big, so I'll touch on it here, which is at the Hawkins lab.
uh-huh.
Um, when these guys are like, "Hey, we have this," it's like the dust that they've collected from
Oh
the
yes, the
upside
dirt. The
down,
dirt.
and they're like, "Oh, it's not really anything. It's not doing anything." But look at this, and one of the guys puts a Bunsen burner underneath a flask, and it kind of like looks like a little mini twister on the inside of
It's an
there.
upside down tornado.
Yeah, yeah. And then while they're looking at that one of
The
the
other ones
guys,
go off.
yeah, the guy points to it in like the beakers, and there's like five of those, and they're all doing the same thing. So I mean, it was like a transference of like heat kinetic energy. I mean, it was pretty.
Yeah,
It was a cool effect, I have to say. Like
it was pretty cool.
maybe the dirt thing, it wasn't like super cool, but the effect that it had was really cool.
Yeah, yeah. It was a cool little touch to like add like a little like depth to like what is actually happening with
Yeah,
the upside down interfering with like our world and stuff. Because I
yeah,
remember they said they treated it or they tested it and they're like, oh yeah, we couldn't find any like pesticides or anything like that, but we did find this out.
yeah. Which is
Uh,
really weird that doing it, like putting the Bunsen burner underneath these and having the heat hit them, like it didn't affect anything at all except for what was around it. Like you would have thought we might have gotten like a little reaction from Will or something.
yeah. I think
Um,
we do kind of get a reaction, but towards the end of the episode.
yeah, yeah. Which
Yeah.
it kind of throws me off a little bit, and this is kind of like future, like far future jumping. That in season 5, the area that they go into, the right side up, is completely dry and everything, and yet currently, um, the mind flayer is like, oh, he likes it extremely cold, and I'm like, watching season 5, this doesn't look like a cold place at all.
Yeah.
Looks like a desert.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, I guess that was kind of a, maybe it was an oops, or maybe it was kind of a cool
Yeah.
little effect, like something happened.
But
Um,
let's move over to Jonathan and Nancy at this point,
yeah,
which I feel like they have probably one of the most interesting stories. If you don't remember from the last episode, they left town to go find the person that is going to help them find or release all this information, basically, because they secretly taped Dr. Owens, was it?
Dr. Owens, yeah.
Dr. Owens basically revealing that the Hawkins lab, um, like basically killed Barb. Like they were involved in killing Barb, allegedly, I would say.
Yeah.
They were guilty by association, maybe. Who knows? And I love this scene where, they go to this like seedy motel kind of off the side of the road. And the woman's like, yeah, we got rooms, like not even looking at them and stuff. And like, do you want a single or a double? And they're like, we'll have a double. And we get this nice scene with them just talking and them like kind of being like, oh, like what happened and stuff between us, and like showing their scars that they got and stuff from when they
Yeah.
cut their hands from the last season. And like things go from like a very wholesome scene to like not good at all from like one fucking word, because fucking Nancy was like, hey, like what happened between us, like, and Jonathan was like, what are you talking about, and she was like, I waited for you.
Yeah.
Which I feel like she wanted Jonathan to be a mind reader at this point, and which makes Christmas sound like a little bit more plausible, like she wanted to get with Jonathan, you
Yeah.
know, at this
Yeah.
point. And like he was like, well, I had to like, help out with Will and stuff. He needed my help. And because of that, like she basically was like, I'm done with this conversation. I'm done with you. You said the wrong thing. We are not going to be allied and hook up, like.
Yeah. Yeah, which is crazy because I think that this is also the part, like, not so much including this, but where she also is like, where she's becoming badass
Yeah.
Nancy. Because, like, uh, last season, like, after the whole thing happened, like, she had to sleep with the lights on,
Mm-hmm.
all this other stuff. So we all are getting kind of that divide of her not wanting Jonathan to sleep in the same bed as her.
Yeah.
Uh, and also like, hey, just shut the lights off.
Yeah. Just shut them
You
off.
know,
Like you don't know anything,
yeah. Which I mean, that tells you a little bit of something. Like, yeah, they've been friends, kind of, sort of in passing, but I think Jonathan made himself really scarce.
Yeah.
And if he still thinks that like Nancy sleeps with the lights on, I think that kind of gives us to like the big thing of knowing that both of them weren't really like that close after the first initial thing with the Demogorgon.
I mean, I think he basically pushed her away. In between season 1 and 2, he pushed her away and didn't know what to do with himself, I felt like.
Yeah.
Because they all went through this traumatic event with each other.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do at this point?
Yeah. No, I could see that. I think they didn't coincide with each other just yet.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Um there was a lot of shit there. So
Mm-hmm.
um
Which leads them to Murray's little bunker that he has, which might be a garage, or maybe like like a work garage, maybe, I don't know.
I think it's kind of multi-purpose. Um and then just thinking about what all the rooms are in it.
I have to
Um
say his place is kind of cool, but it's really grimy.
Yeah, I could almost see it as like either an old like tiny fire station, um, because of like the living area and everything,
Yeah.
or that it would be like an old hub where maybe like ambulance drivers stayed.
Why does he have like 10 TVs on the wall?
For all his cameras,
I
duh.
noticed that and I was like, why does he have 10 TVs on the wall? I think more than 10 TVs. But I
Yeah,
was like, that's so weird. But yeah, like they go there and they're talking to Murray, and Murray is not getting it. He's like, it's too complicated. We can't do this.
yeah. Which I love his response to them. They're like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm getting a drink," and they're like, vodka, what is that for? And he goes, hey, it is a regular natural like Did he say
What was
stimulant
I was like
depressant?
a stimulator or something. I forget what it was.
Yeah, something like that. And of course, like he goes to drink it, and then they're like, "And now you're turning on music." He goes, "Yeah, it helps me think." And so you get this whole like wide thing of Murray figuring out what exactly he's doing. He's doing his regular thing that he usually does, and the
Yeah,
kids are both mad at him as they're doing it. And of course, it was kind of funny, like how fast he came to the conclusion of what they needed to know, because he's got his chilled vodka and he drinks it and he goes, "Oh my gosh, this is so much and it's powerful." And I thought he added water to it, but I
he
think he
adds
added
something
something
to
else.
dilute it. I don't know what he adds, but he dilutes it with something.
Maybe it was like a club soda.
Maybe.
But yeah, he dilutes it and he
And
goes,
he gives the
"Oh, that's
kids
getting better.
vodka.
That's getting better." Pours a little more.
Yeah.
"Oh, much better." It pours a little more. "Oh, perfect." And then he kind of looks at Nancy, and he had already said it that him and Nancy were kind of these more cynical types compared to Jonathan.
Yeah.
And Nancy's like, "We dilute the truth, and then it will be more believable," which completely makes sense.
Yeah. No, I mean they're on the right track, I feel like,
Yeah.
when it comes to like
Um,
getting the information out from what happened to Barb and stuff.
yeah.
Because
And
they'll
of course, they're drinking and everything else, and we get what's going to happen next episode. So
oh yeah, we won't even touch on that.
we won't touch on that
We won't
yet.
touch on that right now.
Um,
But yeah, and then we can go to I guess Lucas and Dustin
yeah.
in their little
Well,
stories.
yeah, because Justin really doesn't have anything. He's at home.
Yeah.
We know about it from the last thing that the cat died.
R.I.P. Muse. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Muse. Pour one
R.I.P.
out. Ask Murray for some vodka. Pour one out for Muse.
Yeah.
Um.
I felt so sorry for his mom.
Oh yeah, especially him having to lie to her.
Yeah, I felt so sorry for her because you could tell that like she was like not doing okay, like looking for a Muse and stuff,
Yeah.
and like him like faking a phone call to see like if like what was like animal control or something was out looking for Muse, and they might have spotted him down like 5 miles away or something like that. It was, and like just seeing like him like having to lie to his mom, I
Yeah.
feel like you could tell like it kind of hurt him a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's just him and his mom. Like I don't think his dad's around.
No, I don't think he has a dad.
Yeah. And she's like, "Oh my god, like let's go find Muse. Like you go find him." Dustin says, "Like you go find him. I'll stay here just in case if he shows up." And like she goes off, and Dustin's like, "We got a fucking code red, guys. Fucking code red. Like what's a code red? Is dead body a code red? Because that's
Yeah.
what Dustin has."
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, and also like we don't get into it just exactly yet with when he repeats it so many times.
yeah.
That's the first one, but then he puts on all his gear. And
Yeah.
it's funny to me that it's such heavy gear that he's jumping around trying to like maneuver in it.
Yeah, he's wearing like hockey gear, like an umpire catcher thing or whatever.
Umpire
Like,
mask, yeah.
yeah, umpire mask and stuff. Like, and he like goes and like gets Muse's body and starts cleaning up all the blood and
Well,
stuff.
no, not
And
yet. Because remember, he
oh,
puts
not
out
yet.
the baloney.
Okay.
He puts out the baloney, and then he has it go all the way down to their storm cellar, and then he goes and opens his door because D'Artagnan is still in there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then he ends up like this is where we get the really funny part where he's trying to run through the house in this bulky
Yeah,
equipment to
he can't
outside.
make it.
Yeah. And he sees him as Dart like is going and like slurping up all this baloney,
He he
coming all the way.
he basically ET'd him.
Yeah. He lured him out, and then like Dart's sitting there and like knows where he's at, which is crazy as hell. I mean, you could argue that he didn't, but I think he did.
I think he did too.
And then Dustin comes out, and obviously, which this is one of my favorite parts when Dustin starts storming out of, I guess it's a shed that they have, maybe.
I think he was in a shed.
He comes out of the shed, and Dart's like, "Oh shit, he's coming at me!" And Dart's like trying to like run backwards and sideways, like trying to get away from him. And obviously, Dustin catches up, and then hockeys him into the thing and closes it. But like, that's the crazy part out of that. Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
I
And
think
then
later on, doesn't he like burrow out of the basement?
yeah, that'll be in I think the next episode.
Yeah.
But then this is the part that you were talking about where he gets all the cleaning supplies, everything else, and it's like repeatedly back to back. Hey guys, code red, is anybody there? And we see him like doing that. We see him scrubbing the blood stain out of his carpet. Code red, anybody there? And he just keeps bringing it up and bringing it up.
Yeah,
and bringing
code
it up.
red, code red.
Yeah, trying to get somebody to
and
answer.
And then we get a response.
Yeah.
Specifically from Erica, where she's like, "Shut the fuck up, Dustin."
Yeah.
Like, and Dustin's like, "What are you doing on this channel? Where's Lucas?" And she's like, "I don't know." And Erica's like messing with like He-Man toys or whatever.
Yeah, I think one was He-Man and one was a Ninja Turtle.
No, I think they're both He-Man, buddy.
I don't know.
I don't think they were Ninja Turtle. I think that was like Fishman or whatever his name is.
Fishman?
Yeah. It looked like he didn't look like a turtle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because it was like Man at Arms, He-Man, and then somebody else. Forget who exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so he like tries to go find Mike, and Mike is not at his house. I love this scene. Where Mike is, where like we see Mrs. Wheeler and we see Ted, and what's her name? Mrs. Wheeler's name?
Mrs. Wheeler.
I forget what her name is. Karen. Karen's on the phone. I was kind of curious. Is this like in the middle of the week, or are we at like a weekend type of thing? Because
I don't know.
She's just at home talking, having a big old glass of wine, gossiping and stuff. And Ted's just sitting there. I think he's having like coffee or something in a chair. And Dustin starts ringing the doorbell. And she's like, "Ted, get the doorbell. And Ted's like, "Oh, I got to get the doorbell. What's going on?" And he's like, "What do you want?" Basically, I feel like Ted's like, "Yeah, what do you want, Dustin?" I feel like Ted's not here for his bullshit.
Yeah.
I feel like Ted doesn't want to be a parent at this moment.
No, I agree with you.
Because Dustin's like, "Did you know your phone line has been occupied for the past 2 hours? That's not a good thing." And we find out that Nancy is at April's house and Mike's at Will's house, and Dustin's like, "Well, this isn't gonna fucking help me at all. Like, you son of a bitch." This is where we get the language.
Yeah.
Language, which turns into like Dustin leaving. And when Dustin leaves, he sees Steve pull up, and Steve gets out of his car with some flowers to apologize to Nancy. And Dustin basically hijacks Steve at this point. And he's like, "Come on, we got to go. We have a code red. I need your spiked bat. Where is it?"
Yeah.
And this is where we get the start of the a beautiful friendship.
Yeah.
I would say. But then we move on to Lucas and Max as well, right?
Yeah. We get Lucas and Max, where Lucas is trying to talk to Max, and it's kind of hard per se, because of the last episode where she feels like none of them like her. I
think they like her. I don't think Mike likes her.
No, I think she feels like none of them like her because they didn't include her.
Yeah.
That's
just like my coworker who did not get a brownie for Valentine's Day, and everybody else got a brownie for Valentine's Day.
Oh. I don't know on that one. Do I send money for a brownie? I mean, I didn't get a fucking brownie.
No,
Um,
no, no.
so Jesus. Um, anybody want a brownie? But Lucas basically pays off Keith at the Palace Arcade,
I love this scene.
and Max walks up to Dig Dug, and it says out of order, and he's like, I got one in the back for you to play. And so he follows her to the back, or she follows him to the back, and it's like, here, hold my Cheetos real quick. And he opens the door, and Lucas is back there.
Just the person she wants to see.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Go
ends
ahead.
up like being really funny. You know, because Lucas is like, no, I want to be totally honest with you, which is, I think, where their relationship kind of gets started with this
Because
honesty part.
we do end up finding out earlier when we see Lucas's parents at his house. I think they're eating breakfast, and like he asks he asks his mom or his dad, like, how
Yeah,
can you tell when somebody's mad at you or something?
yeah, yeah. And his
I
dad's
think
like, well, you just gotta like you gotta buy her a present or whatever to like make up for it. And
yeah, and apologize.
he was like, oh well, what about when mom's wrong? He's like, your mother is never wrong.
Yeah, yeah, that part was funny.
Yeah. Um, and of course we forgot to touch on how Billy drops off Max, and
Oh
he's like,
yeah.
if you're not out in exactly an hour, yeah, I'm leaving your ass, basically.
Yeah, he's still a fucking asshole.
Yeah, yeah. Which, we get this whole point where, and I think this episode is perfect because of the part with Nancy and Jonathan, and this whole part with Lucas and Max, because we get to see it
Yeah.
like right at that moment. Lucas is telling Max all this stuff, and she goes, yeah, that's a great story, Lucas. Like, this
You
is
know,
something completely made up, fabricated.
yeah,
you know
she was like, I did like it, but it had a little bit of a couple plot holes and stuff, and it was a little cliche in some parts.
yeah, yeah,
Which I think that's funny. That I feel like that was maybe like, I don't know, maybe it felt like actual fans' reactions to maybe season one almost.
yeah, yeah,
Maybe a little bit of meta action going on there.
I can see that.
Uh, but yeah, no, it was funny because she doesn't believe him, and he's like, "No, like it's all real. Like, stop talking about it. We will get murdered."
Yeah,
Which leads to her leaving because Billy shows up, and Billy puts two and two together. Like Lucas is talking to Max, and vice versa, and something's obviously going on there. Which,
well, and I mean, we just get the whole thing like where Billy's like, I warned you about da 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 da, and she's like, what? I'm out on time. He goes, no, you know what I'm talking about.
yeah, Billy's a
And
racist.
yeah, yeah, Billy is like a huge ass racist, which that's one thing that I always find the problem with, is that everybody talking about where he had like a moment where like all that was okay,
And he
and
helped Max at the end, I think it was, right?
yeah, something like that. I'm like, that's not really a redemption arc. Like
Yeah.
that's a hey sport, you kind of did good at the end, but
You get your
um
participation trophy.
yeah, yeah. So
I don't find him to be a very redeeming character, like at all.
I don't either. I mean, just through the whole thing of how he is, I just don't see it either.
Yeah.
Um, you know, uh, we have where all that stuff happens, and um, then basically the only character I think we have left is 11,
Yeah.
which
I have to
is
say her story was probably the boringest out of all of them.
I would
I didn't care
agree.
for her story.
I would agree. I mean, it's boring but necessary,
Yeah.
especially when you find out like what when Becky starts saying all the stuff, like what it all means.
Mm-hmm.
Like let me see if I can look it up real quick.
It was like
Talk for a second.
two to the right, one to the left. like right,
Yeah.
left, the rainbow room or something to the left or something. I don't remember
Yeah.
what she said.
Sunflower,
Yeah,
45, breathe. And it's like that whole thing that's going on. Like, it was the rainbow room. You got to go 3 to the right and 4 to the left to get to the right door. And then she had her pregnancy, and it was breathe, breathe, breathe. And um, the kids, when they were older, were in a sunflower room, which is where she kind of infiltrated the facility. And it was going to take her like 45, uh, or not 45. It was at 4:15. Like,
yeah,
it was something that had this big thing on her, and we kept hearing her like chant it, but we never knew what it was until 11 went and then basically infiltrated her mind almost.
yeah. Because we'll set it up. Like 11 gets hitchhikes with a trucker basically to
Yeah.
go to Becky's house, and she meets her aunt. I forget what her name is, but she meets her aunt. And she comes in, and this is where we find out, like, she kind of shuts the door in her face. She doesn't want any Girl Scout cookies, but 11 uses her mind powers to open the door, and this is where she puts two and two together, that, oh, like, this is the girl, this is the little girl, this is Jane. And they have like a conversation where, like, she starts to tell her, like, what happened, like, you're not supposed to be alive, they said you were stillborn and stuff, and like all of it was a lie basically.
Yeah.
And like she was like, she always knew that you were going to come home. That's what she told 11. And we get this scene where she goes into her, like, I guess what would be her childhood room,
Yeah.
and it's still like pristine, perfect. And this is where 11 gets the offer, which I kind of think she might have taken it if she could, the offer
Yeah.
of like staying with them and actually being with her family. We know she
Yeah.
doesn't. We know she doesn't. And I think, don't they get like dropped from the story after this?
The family?
Yeah, the family.
I think so.
Yeah, like she never goes back to the family. Uh, if I remember correctly, I don't know. And like we have this, like, it's a pretty like nice heartfelt scene of like 11 feeling like she belongs and stuff. And she wants to try to go like mind dive into her mom's like brain.
Yeah.
And this is where we get like, it's a pretty creepy scene where we actually see what happens. Like, Becky, gets ready for the day. She gets a gun out of a safe, and she goes to actually Hawkins' lab, and she pretends to be like one of the people who works there. It goes awry. She does end up finding 11, or
Yeah.
Jane. She ends up finding her with another little girl who we end up finding out later. That's Kali. But they
Number 8.
basically, yeah, number 8. They fuck this woman up so hard, like it's not even funny.
Yeah.
Like they put her through the ringer. They basically almost like electroshock therapy lobotomize her basically to where
Yeah.
she can't talk. And then we see like the whole thing where she like uh has something happen with her pregnancy and stuff, and she hears Jane at one point cry out for her, when she's just born, and she sees Dr. Brenner, and she wakes up after all this has happened with, when she gave birth and stuff. And she's like, no, like it's my baby. Like, I know my baby is here, my baby's alive. And like, that's one of the things where I feel like does like, I don't want to say hit home, but like is a real thing of people stealing babies
Yeah. Yeah.
and saying they're stillborn and stuff, and either selling babies or like whatever they do with the babies. I don't know. But like you can see like the anguish in her face, like no, I know I'm right. I'm not crazy. Like they took the child,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it just goes from bad to worse, and just the lengths they were willing to go to cover this up, and like keep 11 a secret is like
Well,
astounding.
and the crazy thing that you got to think about is what when there like 14 kids in
It
like
was like 14 or 15 kids.
in season 3 there was like 14, I think 14 of them
Yes.
maybe. um and like how many of those, like how did that happen? Like
Yeah.
we just know Eleven's mom cared about her. Did most of these other kids, like their moms give them up? Did they die? Like what exactly happened with a lot of this?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean we just get a lot of different stuff from it.
Yeah, and it all goes awry, and like it kind of, I don't say it kind of backfires on 11, but she does know what happens.
Yeah.
Like she gets like the full picture and the full story about Brenner, like basically taking her and ruining her life in a sense, because she could have had a really good life
Yeah.
with her family, and she got ripped away to this real fucked up family who have a fear of communists.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, we end up actually ending on a cliffhanger, like you said before, with Will having a seizure
Yeah.
in the middle of a field.
Yeah. Which I think makes it kind of crazy to know what's going to happen, especially like with all the stuff that is going on at this current moment.
Yeah, there's
Um,
a lot of moving plot threads in this episode,
yeah, there are.
I would say.
I was sitting here, I was like, didn't we just talk about this the last episode? And didn't we just
Yeah,
talk about that the last episode? And didn't we just talk about that the last episode? And it just kept happening. I was like, oh my gosh.
yeah, and I'm honestly glad you remember most of it, because I ended up falling asleep watching this episode.
That's okay. I was pretty distracted with it. That's why I was like, let's just follow the characters.
Yeah, yeah, I did enjoy this episode for the
Yeah.
most part. Like, I really enjoyed Dustin's stuff. Like, Dustin's parts of this were like probably the highlight of this episode for me. Him trying to like get Dart and stuff. That was like the best parts of this episode.
Yeah.
I would like to not have all the plot lines going everywhere. That would be helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But I mean, we've seen this before, so we know that the plot lines are probably going to be stuck there like that for a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah. But all in all, I thought this was a decent episode. It does move the plot along quite a bit, I would say, and I like it that we're bringing new characters into the fold, like with Bob and Max. I
Yeah,
feel like towards the end of this series, we have too many characters at one point,
that's true.
but I liked how they were implemented and incorporated into this episode moving forward.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that makes it really fun in this episode. And kind of like the other thing that you said before, is we still get to kind of like stay with the kids in this one.
Yeah,
And we still get kind of that reality of things before, we lose it later on.
yeah. Like the kids are always like the highlight for me when we watch Stranger Things. Like they are like the core of this series
Yeah,
for me personally. As I liked like, because it always reminds me of the Goonies moving forward as we, they grow up and stuff. I really like it that they keep that, even though like they're not always together. I still like it that, like we get to see groups of them occasionally.
yeah. I totally agree. What would you rate this episode or
I would
whatnot?
probably say a solid 4.
Okay.
Yeah,
I would stick with that too. I think these ones kind of like outdo each other a lot. So like from like episode 1 of season 2, like that one gets bumped down. Like
yeah,
as we go, like it's like each one is in spot 1. The next episode comes out and it gets, that first one gets bumped down, and so it just kind of keeps bumping down as we go forward with all these because they're all pretty fun episodes as it escalates and gets higher.
yeah. No, I agree with you. Like things are coming together. I do feel like I notice more things on the rewatch
Yeah.
as we're watching this when I'm not asleep or falling asleep.
Yeah.
uh, but yeah,
I
it's
had
been fun.
somebody actually ask me earlier. They're like, "Oh, since you're rewatching Stranger Things, is there so much that you guys already know?" Like, um, and I got what they were asking me. They were trying to kind of ask me if like we missed anything from like if it was a first impressions. And I'm
Yeah,
like, well, no, like it's not a first impressions. It's just us talking about it. And I said, we kind of like have future sight, like we relate stuff to what happens in the future. And could this be a tie into the idea of how this happened and things like that? Which makes it kind of fun too. Um, but yeah, I was like, no, no. I said it's really funny because I said the amount of things that we go back and we're watching and catching now compared to like the first one. Um, and I had to relate it to the thing that uh, which is where did all the Russians come from?
yeah, for the Russians.
And I'm like, I said like passively watching it the first few times, like you never really thought about it, you never really caught on to it, you never did a lot. And I said, and we're sitting here, we're covering this, and I said the Russians have been there the whole fucking time. Like
Yeah,
they weren't gone, they were there. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I thought that was just funny.
Hindsight is 2020, was it to say?
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I've really been enjoying this rewatch. Because I've only watched the first three seasons like once.
yeah,
Like I never went back and rewatched them. Like this is only my second time like rewatching them.
oh yeah,
Yeah, because like I just never like felt the need to go back and rewatch them at points.
yeah, yeah,
I did like rewatch season 4 and 5 when we got when I was like ramping up to season 5
yeah.
at the time. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun trying to remember everything and not take notes.
I don't know what's going on. Did you take notes? No, I didn't. You think
Yeah,
you should? No, I don't. But no, I think it's really fun. I think this is the one that really makes Will part of the stuff with Will stick out a lot more.
yeah,
Um, as we go, and it just makes it a lot more fun because I think as we go we do kind of like what you said before, we do kind of lose elements of different things that we don't have in the first couple seasons when we get there. And I think that it does make it lose out on a lot of different things um,
yeah,
going into season 5 because we don't have all those things that we really enjoyed that were there before.
yeah, yeah.
So
It's a different beast when we get to season 5.
yeah, yeah.
But Jen, where can they find you?
You can find me over on Instagram at Bard's Tavern. And of course, everywhere where Otakuology is at.
And we actually got to be special guests on Dan's Comic Corner's underrated indies show that he does on his channel.
Yeah, we
Go
did.
check that out. It was a lot of fun. It's in our community post. I posted it there to leave a link to it. So go check that out on our YouTube channel. You can find me at the Otaku Mike on YouTube or here on Otakuology. Make sure to rate and review the podcast. It helps people find our podcast. Share the podcast. Check us out on YouTube. We're everywhere where all podcasts are. We'd love to hear your feedback, even if it's positive or negative. We will still talk to you about stuff.
Hell
Uh,
yeah.
but yeah, thanks for watching. Even with our bad AI thumbnails that people apparently really, really hate.
Hey, hey, that's just the Gravity Falls one. um, But yeah, we'll see you guys next Tuesday.